Hello, boys and girls. How are you doing, guys? I am super duper excited because I get to hang out, boys and girls, with New York Times bestselling, USA Today bestselling author Jill Shalvis on today, guys. And we're here to talk about her latest release. Are you guys ready for this? The Friendship Pact. Oh my goodness, Jill! I tried a little bit to match the cover a little bit. I didn't put my hat on, but I think I did okay. What
You
you
did a
think?
good job. You did a good job. I was out in the sun today, so I matched my face.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. So thank you so much for coming to the cafe. Guys, if you are just joining us, we're hanging out with Jill Shalvis on today with her latest release, The Friendship Pact. And she's going to talk a little bit with us about it and spill a little tea, all of that good stuff at the cafe. So stop what you're doing, like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to hop over to the cafe and come hang out with us on today. Jill, I'm going to let you introduce yourself to the people, my friend.
All right. Well, I'm Jill Shalvis. I write romance, rom-com sometimes with a women's fiction element. I don't think they have a word for those things all hyphenated together, but that's what I do. And I have always written series, but this series, the Sunrise Cove series, are only connected by setting. So it's not really a series. You can read those in any order, but I'm still writing the same type of stories, funny, sexy, warm, community type stories.
I love that. Now, look, Jill, I was doing my little research and it said that some of your books, they have a nice combination that I really like, that your stories are inspired by hard work, cookies, and we got to talk about that. I want to know more about these cookies and hot guy pics. Okay, Jill, spill the tea. Tell us about this inspiration.
Here's the thing. When you're a writer, you write alone. You're alone all day long, right? And so, you need cookies to keep you going. And I like to write with inspiration pics. And, they're of the lake. Like for this book, The Friendship Pact, I had pictures of the lake, but I also had pictures of who I thought Riggs looked like. So I had a sexy guy up there. And
Yes.
I had who I thought the dog looked like. So it's not just hot guy pics, but they help a lot.
I love that. Okay, now Jill, is there certain kind of cookies that you are having, or just anything cookies?
Anything cookie, and it store bought is just as well. Mostly because I live at altitude. I don't know if you do, but it is impossible to make cookies at altitude and have them come out right. So forget about it. I go to the store.
I love that. I love that. Boys and girls, if you're just joining us, I'm super duper excited. Can't you tell? We're hanging out with Jill Shalvis, boys and girls, and her latest release, The Friendship Pact. Okay, now Jill, we talked about you and I matching the cover, all of that good stuff. Tell us about this cover and what inspired it. I mean, did they just send you several pictures to look at, to choose? Did you give them some insight on what you wanted for the color? Tell us about this cover.
Well, I'm traditionally published, so I don't do the cover myself. But yes, they asked me what I'd like to see on the cover. And on this one, I said, we need to have it takes place at Lake Tahoe, which conveniently is where I live. So I know the area really well. So I knew what I needed. I knew what I wanted to see. I wanted to see mountains. I wanted to see something different than a blue sky because the lake is so blue. So I gave them some ideas, and they did a great job.
They nailed it. Yes. Look, and it has a furry friend on there as well. I love that. And look, I don't know if you know anything about me, Jill, but I love hats. So, of course, I got excited about that she had on a hat, all of that good stuff as well.
A hat is necessary at 6,300 feet altitude. You must wear a hat.
I love that. I love that. And one thing that you share with us is that, guys, this is a part of a series. However, as she said, that it can be read as a standalone in any order or what have you for that. But tell us about the title, The Friendship Pact. I was attracted by the title too.
I love that title. The series is called Sunrise Cove, which is a small made-up town on the North Shore of Lake Tahoe. And the first book was The Family You Make, and The Friendship Pact is the second book. And they truly are connected only by the setting. So you can read, you don't have to read the friendship, you don't have to read The Family They Make and then The Friendship Pact, any order. As for The Friendship Pact, I just thought it perfectly conveyed what happens between Riggs and Tay, which is the main characters, but it also kind of works between Tay and her mother, who are rebuilding their relationship. But it also works for Riggs and his brother, who are kind of also redoing their relationships. There's a lot of relationships in peril here, and they all had to work on it. And so that's where that came from.
I love that. I love that. And boys and girls, you know how we do it here on the cafe. So if you have a question for Jill, put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you as well. And Jill, I wanted to find out when you talk about this series, the Sunrise Cove series, what inspired this series as a whole?
Well, the last series I wrote was the Wildstone series, which was set in one of my favorite places in the whole planet. It's on the mid-California coast. And I called it Wildstone. That's not what the town is really called, but I like to do that. I like to mess with that so I can rearrange things as I will. I had so much fun writing a place that I loved. So I thought, why not write a place that I live, that I really, really, really love? So it was just a natural fit for me to finally set a series here in Tahoe.
I love that. I love that. Now, Jill, you know we got to talk about these characters a little bit, okay? I'm excited to talk about these characters. Of course, we got Tay Holmes. We have her mom, April. For guys, if you don't know, I mean, they look very much alike, and it's about 15 years apart. Yes, and they got like this codependent kind of relationship. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, they raised each other, I think. You know, when you're 14, you have a baby, and then you have a 14-year-old and you're only 28. Like that is sisters, right? So they've always had a very odd codependent relationship, and they have to work on that. And they do that in this story. I always wanted to do that, where the heroines were mom and daughter, where the mom was teenage mom. It's kind of timely now, unfortunately, in a very not a great way, but I had no idea all that was going to happen.
I love that. I love it. Look, and speaking of Tay and April, we'll get to some of the other characters in a moment, but let's talk about them. Let's start with Tay. If you had to describe her in 3 words, and of course, Jill, if you need more than 3 words, you have your other words too. How would you describe her?
I think that she is a survivor. She is feisty, and she knows what she wants, and nothing's going to stop her. And yes, that's way more than 3 words, but I don't want to say prickly because I think she owns it. She knows there's no stopping her.
Right.
She is at rope's end when this book starts. She has to make her job work out, or she's going to lose where she lives. She's feeling bottom of the barrel here. She's under the gun, so nothing's going to stop her.
Yes. And moving to her mom, April. How would you describe April?
Oh, April's much more laid back and easygoing, and things will turn out, and it's all going to be okay. And so, they rub each other the wrong way in that fashion.
Yes, I would say so. I would say so as well too. And of course, guys, we got to talk about Riggs Copeland. How would you describe? What would you say about Riggs?
I think he's a little too. If we're looking at him through Tay's eyes, which is we do, I think he's mysterious. He's really smart, and he's also a survivor. Those are the 3 words I would use for him.
I love that. And look, they are giving you love. They have lots of questions in the comment section as well. This is a super cool question from Jennifer Copeland. She want to know, do your family read your books?
Well, here's the thing. I feel like my books are rated R. And I have a lot of children, and no kids want to read something. They don't want to watch a rated R movie with their mom, much less read a R-rated book that she wrote. So I don't think that they like to. I think that they have just to know what I'm up to, because, let's face it, we're all nosy about our family members, but it's not their cup of tea. It's really not.
I love that. I love that. Now, when you think about this particular story, because like I said, we're letting you guys know that this is book 2 in the Sunrise Cove series. However, boys and girls, they do not have to be read in order or anything like that. As Jill shared with us, they are kind of the theme is like the setting of the book, not necessarily for like the characters or what have you. But when you think about this series as a whole, what did you enjoy about writing it? And I know that there's another book coming too, but so far with the first book and with this one, the Friendship Pact.
It's fun to write where I actually live. I've renamed Sunrise Cove, doesn't really exist, but I set it on the northern shore of Lake Tahoe, which is very close to where I live. And so I feel like it's such a great place because I have this beautiful winter, which is where I set The Family You Make. It takes place in the blizzard of the century. And this now is summer. 6 months later, it's summer, and so we're able to play at the lake, and we see a lot of lake stuff happening. I just really enjoy making the setting a character. So
I love that. That's so, look, for me, that's so bookish. I love that. And I'm a book nerd again. So that just, I'm like, oh yes. I love when like the setting in places like that is an actual character and it reads like an actual character too, which leads me to my next question. When you have these fictional towns that you make up or what have you, how do you keep up with everything? Do you story map it? Do you draw pictures? Do you do a Pinterest board? What do you do to set that town and to make it live for you?
well, kind of all of that. All of that. I have a Bible, I call it Bible. I keep, notes of everything that happens. So as I go book to book, the setting is still accurate. I keep everything. I do a lot of pictures. I keep a lot of little scraps of paper next to me or up on my computer next to where I'm writing. The hardest part for me is because this is an ongoing series, I'm really kind of resetting the world with each book. So with this book, I knew I wanted to set it at Lake Tahoe, and all I had in my head was what happens if you as a young teenager met the one and you blew it. Of course you would, right? You're a kid. And then a decade or so later, you have the chance. You run into him again. Do you go for it again, or do you risk that hurt because it destroyed you? So that's where I was going into with this, knowing I had to set it at the lake and knowing I had this set up in my head. And so that was Riggs and Tay.
And Jill, I want to share something with you. Okay, first of all, guys, if you take a look at the cover and just the first paragraph of the back of blurb, you don't even have to read all the way down. Okay, guys, let me just tell you. So, alone in the world, Tay Holmes and her mother April pretty much raised each other. But as Tay starts asking questions about the father she never met, April, for the first time in her life, goes silent. To make matters worse, Tay is dangerously close to broke and just manages to avoid financial meltdown when she loads a shiny new contract with an adventure company for athletes with disabilities and wounded warriors. Okay, guys, that's just the first little snippet. Like it's a few more, but like looking at the cover and just it's like, I'm in, count me in.
I forgot all about that little mystery with her dad. But yeah.
I know. I was like, wow, I haven't even, gotten all the way down to the rest of it. But just that first little snippet, I'm like, okay, wow factor. Let's do this.
When I come to these things, and I wrote this book a year ago, and I've written one or two since then. So it's always like, what is this book about again? I don't remember. But yes.
I love that. And you have been busy, my friend, because actually you have another book in this series that will be coming out as well. And so that leads me to my next question, that when you're not writing, and you're probably like, Angela, when am I not writing? Or what have you, but what can we find Jill doing?
I live in paradise, basically. So we make the most of living here. So depending on whether it's winter or summer, like now we're boating or paddleboarding or hiking, hanging out. It's bliss up here. Yes.
I love that. I love that. And guys, if you're just joining us, I'm hanging out with Jill Shalvis. Super duper excited, guys. We're talking about her latest release, The Friendship Pact. It is available now in stores. And of course, we'll tell you a little bit at the end of where you can get your copy of The Friendship Pact as well. But Jill is having a great time hanging out with us, talking about her latest release, The Friendship Pact. And so, Jill, of course, this is a question that the cafe, we gotta know. So, does Jill have any writing quirks or writing must-haves? Okay, spill the tea.
Well, I mean, as I write, you mean during the day?
Yes, like Besides the cookies, we know that there's some cookies somewhere.
I mean, I usually have my dog at my feet, the cat in my lap, cookies at my side, iced tea, water, earbuds so that I can block out the insanity that happens in my household. But I often don't even write inside, especially now when I write outside on the patio. We have wood, we have acreage, woods, we're at the lake, at the river. It's just so nice. I'm not usually stuck inside writing at this time of year.
I love it. And recently, you did a post, right? Was that the lake? And
Yeah.
you had this nice, oh man, it just looked so comfortable. Oh my goodness, that is a great writing spot. And for us readers, that would be a great reading spot too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I maybe do more reading than I do writing, but I try really hard to get the writing done first.
Now, okay, so Jill, if you need a partner, like somebody just to sit beside you, and like, when you finish like a page or two, you just want to hand it over, and just let me get a little snippet of what's to come. I got you, Jill.
That's good to
I
know.
won't even talk. I won't make a sound because I know you're working. Okay.
I have a standing order that I write really rough drafts, like they're horrible, and I have to do subsequent 2, 3, 4, 5 drafts. And I have a standing order. If I die before I have finished my book, my husband's to burn the manuscript. Nobody can see it. If I haven't finished it, no, it doesn't
Wow.
matter. If I haven't cleaned it up, no one gets to see it.
No one gets to see it. I love it. I love it. Guys, I'm super duper excited. And Jill, do you have a little snippet? I know I shared with them the blurb, but do you have a little snippet? I like to say enough to wet their whistle about the Friendship Pact.
I would like to admit that I've never once, never, ever, 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 and I've been writing since the Ice Age, ever have I read my book, a piece from my book out
Well,
loud.
Jill, we're honored here at the cafe. So, guys, making her a debut reading a part of her book, Jill Shalvis.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay. Riggs followed Tay outside, where they stood in a sort of stunned silence under the overhang. The military had trained him how to process adrenaline quickly and efficiently, but he was worried about Tay. She stood in that dress, a little dirty, bleeding, rocking her glam looking much the same she'd once rocked her moody all-black wardrobe, looking dangerous and gorgeous, or gorgeously dangerous, a warrior princess. He pulled off his jacket and wrapped it around his shoulders as sheets of rain poured down on them from an angry, turbulent sky. Perfect, she muttered, in a tone that gave away nothing of what the hell she'd been thinking when she'd stepped in front of a loaded shotgun. He could still feel his heart skipping beats over that stunt. So much for processing the adrenaline. Well, okay then, she said, gotta go. He had to hustle to grab her hand and hold on to you. Where are you going? Home. You don't have a car here. I've got 2 feet, don't I? He looked down at the high heels that were going to fuel his fantasies for a long time to come. You can't walk home in those. The last guy who told me what I can't do is still walking funny. That gave him a smile. He was a sick man, but damn, he loved her sass. I'll drive you. Looking unimpressed, she raised an eyebrow. Right, he said, reminding himself he wasn't a soldier anymore, but supposedly a civilized civilian. I'll rephrase. Can I please give you a ride home? This got him a long side eye, as if she was assessing him for God knew what. Sure, she finally said, thanks. Note to self, he thought, use please more often.
I love it. Jill, they are giving you a love. Jennifer L. Copeland said, you have a beautiful reading voice, my friend. So they are just enjoying it. Look, at Tiffany said it's sexy. And Jennifer is signing off on that as well. So thank you for sharing with us, boys and girls. You just heard a little bit of the Friendship Pact. So the little blurb that I gave you, the little snippet that Jill gave you, okay, go out, get you a copy of the Friendship Pact. I'm telling you, you would definitely enjoy it as well. And so, Jill, we definitely want to know here on the cafe, if you can share with us a little bit about, they have some other great questions that I want to share with you as well. Let's see. Let me go back up to them.
I see one from Veronica.
Okay.
What part of the book was
there
the most to write? Possibly when Tay went running out of the house for a very important reason that I won't reveal, and she was wearing a unicorn onesie, and she didn't realize it until she ran into Riggs. That was fun.
I love that. Veronica, thank you so much. That was a great question, my friend, as well. Now, Jill, often in your book, some of your characters have, they're kind of quirky or what have you. Where does that come from? Share that with us. I like quirkiness, so.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because I'm a little quirky. I try not to write real life, so I'm not really sure. I write to amuse myself. I write to tell myself a story, and that's sort of what happens. It just comes out.
I love that. I love that. Now, Jill, here on the cafe, my friend, we are going to play a game of this or that. But I promise you, there is no right or wrong answer because it's all things according to Jill. Are you ready, my friend?
Let's have it.
All right, let's have it. Okay. So this one it's really a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's going to have a little summery vibes to it because it's summertime, all that stuff. So the first one, and this could be all year long. Are you early bird or are you a night owl?
Early bird always. I don't know why. I just have always been an early bird. I have tried so hard. My husband's a late night owl, so it's really
Uh-huh.
I can't do it. I just can't do it.
I love that. I love that. Okay, my friend. Road trip or airplane ride? What says Jill?
Well, I used to say, I would have said airplane ride. And now after COVID and after being home for all these years all by myself, it's been wonderful. I would now say road trip.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, Jill, next one. Staycation or vacation?
I'm ready for a vacation. I'm ready to get out there, but I'm not ready to fly. So I don't, it might have to be a staycation for a
It
little
may
bit
have to
longer.
be a staycation, okay? Flip flops or sandals?
Flip flops. Gotta be able to get them off fast.
Okay, my friend, audiobook or podcast? Gotta have that reading, right?
Audiobook. I love fiction. I'll always choose fiction over anything, I think.
I love it. All right, friends to lovers or enemies to lovers?
Oh my gosh, I love both. This book was actually a combination of those things. Yeah, I don't think I could choose between those. I'll take both, please.
Hey, it's all things according to you, so both it is. Okay, beach trip or mountains?
Well, I live in the mountains, so every trip I take is a beach trip because I also love the beach.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Okay, my friend, glass half full or glass half empty?
Ugh, it depends on where I am in my book. Right now, it's glass half empty because
Okay,
the book is killing me. But I try to be glass half full. Whatever.
okay. Okay, now, Jill, this one we have to know here at the cafe, okay? Are you team tea or are you team coffee, my friend? What say you? Or
Tea.
something a little stronger?
Well, it's not the right time of day yet, but tea. I'm always tea. I don't like coffee. I don't know. I know I'm
Okay.
weird, but I'll drink
Now, do you
anything.
have a favorite kind of tea that you drink? You like it warm, you like it cold, or just tea?
I like it iced tea,
Ooh.
especially when it's so hot here now. And I'm not.
Yes,
I,
yes.
I mean, I like peach tea or anything fruity.
Ooh, peach tea. Sounds delicious. Now, do you make it yourself or no?
I put a little
You
tea
like,
bag.
look, Angela, I just like tea, okay? I get me a glass with some ice, pour the tea in, I'm good.
It's cute that you think I would have even time to make it.
Right, right. I love that. I love it. Boys and girls, if you are just joining us, I'm having an absolute blast hanging out with Jill Shalvis, boys and girls. Her latest release, the Friendship Pact, and she's spilling a little bit of tea for us on today, sharing with us her latest release, and we are having a blast. I have not forgotten about you. We definitely will be telling you how you can get your hands on a copy of the Friendship Pact. And so, Jill, we do have a giveaway, my friend.
Yes.
Can you share with us what the giveaway is going to be?
I actually have no idea if it was prearranged with my publicist or not, but I'm
If
perfectly.
I'm not mistaken, Jill, I think it's going to be a copy of the Friendship Pact
Yes.
for that. And so how we do it here is that I'm going to go up and down the comment section, my friend, and you're going to tell me when to stop. And that person will be the winner of a copy of the Friendship Pact.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
I am. Let's
Glasses
see.
on,
Getting
so I'm
ready.
just gonna say stop. But I'm not even gonna be able to tell names. So
Okay, yes. So yep, you won't see me, but I'll be doing it. And then
okay.
when you say stop, I will actually click on the comment, and then the person that comment pops on the screen. That will be our winner. How about that?
Great.
Okay, let me get everything ready. All right, I am ready when you are.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Stop.
Jennifer Copeland, you are the winner of a copy of the Friendship Pact. Of course, Jennifer, if you will inbox me your mailing information, my friend, I will definitely get that over to Jill's camp, and they will make sure that they mail you out a copy of the Friendship Pact. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about that. Yes. Okay, now, Jill, we got to tell the people, how can they get their hands on a copy of the Friendship Pact?
Well, it's out in print, digital, and audio, so you can get it wherever you buy your books. It should be everywhere. So
I love that.
Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Apple, wherever you buy them.
I love that. And guys, I want to reiterate what Jill just said. Okay, so whatever suits your fancy, there's audiobook, there's print copy, and there's ebook. So you don't even have an excuse. Just get you a copy of the Friendship Pact. And Jill, I wanted to let you know that Riches in Reading, which is an indie bookstore, they're also carrying the Friendship
Oh,
Pact. And
amazing.
I will actually be putting that link in the comment section, guys, where you can actually support an indie bookstore. You can get a copy of the Friendship Pack from Riches in Reading or wherever books are sold, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, all those good places. And as Jill said, ebook, audiobook, and print copy. So make sure that you do that. And Jill, we have to tell them, how can they stay connected with you?
Well, I was just going to say, follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I just joined TikTok. Don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm there. And Twitter. And I often do giveaways, at least one a week. So follow me on wherever your fancy is and maybe win some books.
I love that. I love that, guys. There you have it. You know where to follow Jill. And Jill, also on your website, is there a newsletter that they can sign up for?
Oh, yes, there is. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. In fact, if you sign up for the newsletter, you get a free short, a free Shalvis short. Also, in the next day or two, I'll be posting where you could mail in an envelope and get a signed book plate for your book.
Exciting, exciting. Did you hear that, boys and girls? So stay tuned. She'll be giving you that information as well. Follow her on social media, as well as go to her website, sign up for her newsletter too. And so, Jill, I want you to definitely have the last words. Is there anything you want to say to our guest today?
Well, yeah, first of all, don't forget, I should have reminded you. Thank you for you thinking of it to sign up for my newsletter. It's just jillshalvis.com. And it's in the upper right-hand corner because you'll hear all about sales and sometimes funny stuff. I'll never spam you, I swear. And I guess the last word would just be thank you for coming tonight. And thanks for having me. I love connecting with readers. So please come find me. And that's about it. I'm off to work on my next book.
I love that. I love it. And guys, there is her website, www.jillshalvis.com. As she said, feel free to sign up for her newsletter. You will get what's up and what's next. You'll find out more information about Jill. And boys and girls, you can check out her backlist, which is amazing, by the way. And you can see the other book that's in this series and what's coming next. So definitely do that too. And guys, as we always say here on the cafe, once you guys have read the Friendship Pact, make sure you leave a review. I know that Jill will be so appreciative of that. And guys, as I always say, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day, boys and girls. And until next time, we'll see you later. Thank you for hanging out with us. Bye.
Thanks for coming.